So, setup wise, we said very, very good. Stand the golf ball nice. You can see someone sort of had either very good sort of copping on TV, I mean, lessons you said, but again, setup wise, the angles you get to, very dynamic and athletic setup, definitely gets you in a position whereby now you can swing that golf club effectively. Okay, you said in the previous sort of part of the session, you said, I get quite a short backswing. Part of the reason for that, as we say on this left-hand one, as we see, your hands get so low, you can't go any higher and go up, so the club's going to be restricted. So you're kind of making a full backswing, but that's where your full can go. So it's not short, it's just your swing, the angle in which you swing it on is going to be shorter. Now, in an ideal world, we'd want your arm to be a bit more up there as opposed to down there. What I would suggest in time is you get your left arm to sort of do gradually, bit by bit. So you get your arm up there, we're just like you go shut up in your hand, chopping down like wood, and you just be all over the place. Okay, so if we can get the club a little bit higher, if we watch this arm here now, it's a little bit higher, I would say. Not massively, but again, I don't want it to be a massive change too much because it just won't feel comfortable. You kind of got to go in any lesson I ever give with elite player or beginner or anyone in the middle like you guys, okay, it needs to be a move that you feel you can take away to go to the golf course. There's no point being great here and going, I get the ball in the range when it feels awful and uncomfortable, but then taking the golf course when there's a consequence and you've got water and all the trouble out there and so on, and you can't transfer it. Okay, so getting it a little bit higher now, we can get a little bit more of a backswing. Okay, the thing for me as a centre Medwin there, okay, about the lower half working more, get that right side swinging through. Previously on the left hand one here now, as you come through, you can see your foot staying flat, swinging off the back foot, left foot kind of jumping off the ground, and that heel is pretty fixated on the ground. There's not really much movement off that foot, okay? So you're swinging your arms now across your body as fast as you can, which will create club head speed, but feel a bit jerky and a bit wobbly and not quite as smooth. What we're going to try and do is that club starts coming back down. Now it's a little bit delayed, good strike. Okay, that right heel now is starting to lift off there as we sort of come through, and there's a little bit of movement at the end. And again, that's about as much movement as I would really want. Any more than that, you fall over because your body's not used to making that move. You're swinging that club 100 mile, 80 mile an hour, 90 mile an hour. You don't want to be making too much of an unfamiliar move too soon because your body will be like, whoa, what are we doing? And then you lose control of everything and it'll be a complete mess. Okay, so if we can get that body swinging through a little more, what it'll do is actually increase the length in which you can swing that golf club, get a slightly longer and fuller movement. And I think as well, once your body starts going in that direction towards target as opposed to leaning back, you'll bring that ball flight down a little bit. With that drive, it's going to go high. You're going to go high because you've got too much whip at the bottom.
I've got to change that thing.
I would say so. I'm going to say we don't sell clubs, not a sell pitch from my point of view. Okay, any way you want to go is absolutely fine. Okay, if your local pro, Nevin, if he's half decent guy, then I'll go and see him and stuff and say, look, I've got to shaft it. He'll have a look at it and go, yeah, you can see there's so much whip in that. It's regular anyway, which I would say is probably on the whippy side of where you want to be. You want to be a slightly stiflerish if you can, maybe a firmish one, that sort of thing. And the fact that it's probably 2, maybe almost 3 inches too long, it's adding extra kick. Because as I say, the shaft, when you're at the golf ball, as you come into impact, as you're in the golf ball here now, the shaft's going to be bending a little bit kind of that way, and then also sort of kicking upwards as you hit it. You get that sort of kick point. You've heard the phrase like kick point on the shaft. If you extend the club too long, the kick point is going to get lower and lower and lower, which then flicks even more. Okay, which I say this is why your shots are going to go uber high. I mean, they're just like say coming down with snow on them. On a golf course like Nevin or any golf course by the seaside, if there's wind out there, which there will be, even if today got a bit of wind, it's not really what you want. You're going to be losing distance for one. Crosswind, you're going to be in a nightmare, and downwind, the ball's going to almost fall out the sky. It's going to be counterintuitive in any sort of condition. Okay, but if we can get that body working through a little bit more, like I say, your goal would be kind of to get to there. A month or two's time, it will be a little bit more, and then a month, and then so on. So you're progressing bit by bit by bit, and that's really how I sort of see change anyone's goal swing happening. There's no real like click your fingers, hit it better, and change it away. In fairness to both you guys, I mean, Bevan down in some shots. So how's that driver feeling now? I mean, some of the strikes are looking really good, and that movement is coming in very, very nicely. Okay, there's still a sort of progression with that. Okay, it's not just like, oh, done it now, click fingers, done. But you certainly do adapt quite quickly. In time, that'll become a little bit more and more and more, and we can then increase obviously that direction and distance to the shot. But progression has to be in small little chunks because there's still going to be the odd one of them where it's going to come in. Okay, the problem is on the golf course, you do that, it's like, oh, lost ball in the water or whatever, and it's going to be a bit of a mental breakdown. Okay, but that makes sense. And so slightly higher with the hands if we can. That'll help get a slightly longer backswing, and then a little bit more of that right side twist. Like I say, you can practice that movement. As daft as it may sound, that twist that we talked about with your right side and the right foot, I actually get all my students, okay, right, twice a day in front of the mirror, brushing your teeth. That. You either stand still and do nothing, or you can stand there for 2 minutes and just start twisting your hips. It will just become more and more familiar.
That's the same with the irons and everything.
Every club, yeah. I mean, it's not so much as with the irons, but in some ways you want more of an iron to be a more of a downward strike, so it will help in a different kind of way.
Yeah.
So it's something it does create a bit more power and movement, which is great for the driver. With the irons, don't need more power, but ideally we want to be striking down a bit. There needs to be a little bit more hip movement. Like I say, you can just stand there and just get familiar with doing that move. Brushing your teeth twice a day, there you go. Do it for 4 minutes a day, okay? Half an hour a week. By a month's time, you've done it for a couple of hours. It'll be quite familiar to what you want to do. It'll be more muscle memory. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Makes sense? Okay.